Good morning, O'Neill. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and was able to spend some time with family and enjoy their day. This week, we are very excited. We have no testing going on this week, and so we actually get to enjoy teaching and enjoy learning and having fun. So that's excellent. On Friday, May 14th, is a no school day for students, but it is a day of learning for our teachers. So that is our Teacher Institute Day. So I'm sure teachers may have some asynchronous work, or you have some assignments to do or reading or writing to do on Friday, but there is no school on Friday. And then Monday, the 10th, we are celebrating Lunch Supervisor Appreciation Day. So please make sure to thank our lunch supervisors because they are amazing and go above and beyond making our school safe and healthy. And then Wednesday, May 12th, we are celebrating School Nurse Appreciation Day. So we want to make sure Miss Godinez feels the love because we thank her as well for keeping us safe and healthy and making sure we are following all our COVID guidelines and self-certifying every day. All right, friends, today I have a very special book about another one about perseverance and how kids can change the world. It is called All the Way to the Top: How One Girl's Fight for Americans with Disabilities Changed Everything. And it's by Annette Bay Pimentel. Now, some of you know, when I was a teacher, I was a special education teacher, and I always have been an advocate for children with disabilities and making sure that all children have the right to an amazing education and the same opportunities as everyone else. And this is what this book is about. So, All the Way to the Top. Here goes. I cried when I read it at the library, so hopefully I'll be okay now. Jennifer Keelan may be small, but her voice is mighty. Yee-haw! Snowball responds, speeding up from a walk to a trot. Jennifer loves to go fast, but she knows she'll soon have less time for riding since she's finally old enough for school. She can't wait to make new friends. She's ready to go. The school's not far. Jennifer rolls outside down the sidewalk to the corner. But stop. A 4-inch curb is a cliff to someone who uses a wheelchair. Her grandpa eases her wheelchair over the curb. Though the drop jolts Jennifer, she makes it to the building. But stop. The school says Jennifer doesn't belong because she uses a wheelchair. Instead, Jennifer and her mom find a different school that says she can attend kindergarten, but only for part of the afternoon when lunch is over. As Jennifer rolls in each day, everyone is already busy. She has to figure out what's going on and how to join in. Since most kids have never met someone who uses a wheelchair, her classmates are confused and even afraid. You'll never be one of us, some of them say. Jennifer knows they're wrong. She's just a friend waiting to happen. But how do you change someone's mind? She's not sure, but she's not about to give up. Jennifer and her family hear about activists who are working to make sure people with disabilities have access to public spaces, like schools. They want to know more, so they attend a strategy meeting. Jennifer has never seen anything like it. The room is full of grown-ups with all sorts of disabilities. Some use wheelchairs, some use canes. None of them are sitting around waiting for things to change. They are shouting, laughing, and planning a big protest to get wheelchair lifts on buses. They turn to Jennifer. Do you want to come? Yes, she wants to go. Downtown, Jennifer rolls to the microphone and tells her story. She leads marches through the streets, chanting, "The people united will never be defeated." It feels good to speak up for what she believes in. She can't wait to do it again. She's raring to go. She protests in Phoenix, rolls through streets in San Francisco, waves signs in Montreal. The demonstrations don't always change people's mind, but Jennifer is used to that. Even when her neighborhood school finally agrees she can attend, she and her classmates with disabilities aren't allowed to eat in the cafeteria with everyone else. That hurts, but she keeps going. I just don't understand that. Why can't they? What makes them so different than everyone else? What makes people think that way? I don't get it. Working with other activists rev her up. Yet she can't help but notice that she and her sister are usually the only kids out there raising their voices. Still, she can't leave all the protesting to grown-ups. She knows firsthand that children with disabilities get ignored too. So she keeps speaking up. When Jennifer is 8, activists propose a new law called the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA. The law insists schools, governments, and businesses make room for all people, including those with disabilities. Jennifer feels like dancing. If it passes, it means sidewalks with curb cuts, buildings with ramps in addition to steps, and elevators with braille panels. It means Jennifer and her classmates with disabilities can finally go to the cafeteria with everyone else for lunch. Jennifer and her family watch the news for updates on the ADA, but reporters never mention it. She switches off the TV in frustration, wishing she could change reporters' minds on what's worth talking about. Instead, the Keelans get their updates about the ADA when activist friends call. It's bad news. Members of Congress say the law will be too complicated and too expensive. They say it's just not worth it. Since the news station is ignoring people with disabilities, Jennifer and her friends are determined to find another way to make Congress hear their voices. It's go time. Her family buys a plane ticket to Washington, D.C. They march down to Pennsylvania Avenue. Jennifer has never shouted louder. What do we want? The ADA. When do we want it? Now. Finally, they reach the U.S. Capitol, but stop. A mountain of steps blocks Jennifer and other people using wheelchairs from the building where Congress makes laws. Grown-ups slide out of their wheelchairs and start pulling themselves up the steps. They will make sure members of Congress know they are here. Jennifer's heart races. This is what she's been shouting about. I want to climb the steps, she says. But stop. The grown-ups think she's too young. You can't do it. Jennifer knows this is not about her. It's about her friends at school who were shut out of the cafeteria at lunch. It's about millions of other kids she's never met who get stopped at every turn. Jennifer wants to speak up for all the kids with disabilities who aren't there. I need to climb the steps. She slides out of her wheelchair. See, I told you I started crying when I read it. Ooh, okay. She slides out of her wheelchair, scoots along the sidewalk to the bottom of the stairway, and puts her hands on the first step. She hauls herself up. Tiny bits of dirt and rock dig into her skin. She drags herself up another step. The crowd roars. Reporters surround her with cameras and microphones, recording her gutsy climb. It'll take all night if I have to, she vows, and she keeps heaving and hauling, dragging herself up those steps. She keeps going, all the way to the top. It says, handicap stage crawl in protest up steps of Capitol. Pictures of Jennifer climbing the steps flash around the world. Reporters start talking about the ADA. Members of Congress see the news, listen to the activists, and finally pass the ADA. Laws like the ADA don't change things overnight. Entrances have to be rebuilt, sidewalks redesigned, buses re-engineered. Slowest of all, minds have to change. So Jennifer will continue shouting and waving signs, organizing and explaining. She will continue fighting for what she knows is right. Jennifer has places to go, and nothing will stop her now. Whew. So this is an actual picture of Jennifer, March 12th, 1990, climbing the steps of the Capitol building, protesting for her rights to have opportunities like everyone else through the Americans with Disabilities Act. That's a good one. Oh my goodness. And there in this book, there is I love timelines. I don't know why. I just love timelines. There's a really amazing timeline in here. What I think is really cool is that Jennifer is my age. She was born in 1981. She is a individual with cerebral palsy. She graduated from college. She is an amazing activist. It's just she's differently abled, not disabled, differently abled. And on July 26th, 1990, Congress passed the Americans with Disabilities Act, and President George W. Bush, H.W. Bush, signed it into law. So it's just a really amazing story that also shows that kids can really make a difference. You can really make a difference. If there is something that you believe in, make it known. And that's what I try to do too. So I just want to thank you all for listening today. And I hope you learned a little bit of history more than you knew before. And I hope you Have a marvelous Monday.